Today we're going to focus on solving trig equations. But the first class we had, I derived some formulas which I said they are going to help us to prove identities and also to solve equations. If I can remember very well, those formulas were, the first one was the general one which we know. Another one which was sine 2x was equal to 2 sine x cos x. Another one, it was this. I derived this formula which was 2 cos squared x minus 1. Then at the same time, this can also be replaced by 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So you can't see my screen and you can't say it. No, I think I forgot to share the screen. So that's the reason why you're not able to see my screen. But now you are able to see it, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I was saying the first class we had for trig, I introduced these things. I talked about this, I talked about that, and these two. These are very important when it comes for solving trig equations. Now, when you're solving a trig equation, you need to dismantle everything you have into, you're supposed to have either sine x or sine squared x or cos x, cos squared x, tan x or tan squared x. If you are able to see this, then you're not going to replace with anything. You can go ahead and solve. But where there is sine x squared, yes, you can replace with something. But where there's just this, so where we see something complicated, we need to find a way on how we can make it to be like this. Okay, so let's start with the first question, which is sine 2x minus sine x is equal to 0. We can clearly see that this is complicated because there is 2 here. So if that is complicated, if you've got a question, you can just ask, because if you raise your hand, I will not be able to see it. So this is complicated. Now, since there is sine here, I can replace that with it. I know that sine 2x is equal to that. So I'm going to replace it with 2 sine x cos x minus sine x is equal to 0. Now, I can clearly see that sine is common. So I'll say 2. I'm going to factor out sine. I'll have sine x. I'll remain with 2 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. What does it mean? It means that sine x is equal to 0, and what is in the brackets is also equal to 0. So here I can solve for x. So it will be 2 cos x. I'll shift 1 to the other side is equal to 1. Divide both sides by 2. You end up having this. So I'll start with this. Sine x is equal to 0. Using the table I gave you last time, that should be 0 degrees. So x will be equal to 0 degrees. Now, the question is, 0, are we going to consider 0 to be positive or negative? Where sine is negative or where sine is positive? Okay, let's leave it there. So here when we are saying cos x is equal to 1 over 2, if you check 1 over 2 when it comes for cos is 60. So I'm going to say x is equal to 60 degrees, but you have to be careful. This is positive. If I have this, O student, take chamber. So we're talking about cos. Cos is positive in this quadrant and in the third quadrant. Okay, so I'm going to say in the first quadrant it is the angle you have come up with, which is this angle that is in the first quadrant. The second quadrant we don't have because it's positive. Third, no. Fourth, so you say 360 minus 60, which is going to be 300. Then for 0, this one you are going to say where sign is positive. In the first quadrant is 0 degrees. In the third, sorry, in the second quadrant, so it will be 0, 180 minus 0, which is 180. So these are the answers. So the answers are 0, 60, 180, 300. But these are in degrees. It's like you have been given a question in physics. They are telling you to put the answer in meters and you end up putting in centimeters. It's wrong, right? So here you have to be careful. You always use the units which are going to be given here. So here we're dealing with lad. I need to convert all the answers here to lad, not to degrees. If I leave it like that, they're going to mark me wrong because I've been told that I should put them in what? In lad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll convert. 0 is not going to affect anything, it's just 0. So I'll start with 60. 60 times pi over 180. 0 and 0 can go. 6 there, 1, 6 here, 3. So it is 0, then this is pi over 3. What of 180? 180 is pi. What of 300? Pi divided by 180. 0 and 0 will go. 2 here. So 6. Let's use 6. 6 there. 5. 6 here, 3. So it's 3. It's 5 pi over 3. So this is these are now my final answers. Yes. Sorry. So what's your question, madam? It's the same thing. You know what is sine 0? Hmm? What is sine? You see what? What is sine 180? Do you have a calculator? If you don't know what sine 180 is, it's 0. So what's the difference, mommy? It's the same thing. So what you do is this: when you come across 0, you have to check where it's going to be positive as well. So that's why I've seen that in the first quadrant sine is positive, so I need to get again 180, because if I leave 180, that would mean to say I've left a certain angle, and I'm just assuming that for sine it was just in the first quadrant. So that 180 we're also showing them to say, okay, so this was also in what? In the second quadrant, because sine 180 and sine 0 is the same. At the same time, If you do sine 300, oh sorry, cos 300 and cos 60 is supposed to give you 1 over 2, 1 over 2. That's how these things work. So you end up having the same answer. So I have to get all the angles. Is that okay, guys? Madam, have you seen where you... It's okay, right? Let me go to question 4. Oh, what question 4? Question B. Sin 4x is equal to cos 2x. This is complicated, is complicated. One thing we have to remember is that sin 4x can be written as sin 2x plus 2x. If I expand this, it's going to give me sin 2x cos 2x plus it will be also sin 2x cos 2x. So these two can be added and I'll end up having 2 sin 2x cos 2x. Who is behind here on how I've come up with that? It is the one I'm going to plug in here because I've got cos 2x there. So I know how easy it's going to be now. So I'll come here and replace this with 2 sin 2x cos 2x is equal to cos 2x. Without wasting time, I have to shift this to go to the other side. So it will be 2 sin 2x cos 2x minus cos 2x is equal to now 0. I can factor out cos 2x. If I do that, I'll remain with 2 sin 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. That would mean to say I have this is equal to 0 comma 2 sin 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. But we know that I can't solve this the way it is. I have to replace it with something else because there is 2 here in between. So what do we do? So here you choose. I'm going to choose where there is cos 2x. I'm going to replace it with since I know that that is cos. So I'm going to replace it with this. Even if I replace it with this, I'll end up having the same answer. So I'm going to replace it. I'll start with allow me to get rid of this part. I'm going to replace this with 2 cos squared minus 1 is equal to 0. Shift 1 to the other side. We'll have this is equal to 1. So here there is 2. Divide both sides by 2. Cos squared x is equal to 1 over 2. Now since this is squared, I'm going to square root. So if I square root, what are we going to have? If I square root this side, guys, even this side is going to be plus or minus the square root of that, which is going to be cos x is equal to plus or minus 1 over this. So now we have got the square root of this. It's basically the same as 1 over root 2. But I can rationalize the denominator divided by this, and I'll end up having root of 2 divided by 2. Meaning, this is root of 2 plus or minus root of 2 divided by 2. So using those special angles, what is root of 2 over 2? Hmm? Hello? Guys, 45 degrees. Now, in which quadrant do we expect our angles to be in this case? You know, math, one thing I have just come to understand is there are some things, you need to avoid. Okay, you need to know what is happening. So here we're talking about plus or minus. Meaning, what does it mean? Are we going to focus on plus alone or negative? Both. Meaning this angle is supposed to be in all the quadrant. All student take chamber. So since we are saying that x is equal to what? We are saying x is equal to 45. That is in the first quadrant. Second quadrant is that 180 minus 180 minus what, guys? 45, which is 350. 135. In the third quadrant, we do plus 180 plus 45. 22, 230, 235. Oh, 225. The last one, 360 minus this, should be 315. This answer, put it in LAD. So you say 45 times pi over 180. That is going to be pi over 2. 135, you just do that, then you do it. And then you have also to solve this one. But when it comes for solving this one, let's see what's going to happen there. What is going to happen now is this. You replace sine 2x with that. So it will be 2, that is going to be 4, right? It will be 4 sine x cos x minus 1 is equal to 1. Oh, is equal to 0, sorry. Are we doing the right thing? Mwila, are you in? Have you seen this question? Where have I gone wrong? Yes. Oh, yes, it's the same. So if we come back, it is the same as cos 2x. So definitely you end up having the same answers. So initially, but are you able to convert these answers into rad? 45 using this formula I've told you. Just do times pi over 180. You manage, right? Okay. So this part here, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. 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 This part here, I can replace it with what? Anyway, but this one, even if I solve it, it's going to give me the same as that one. That's what I mean. Are you getting me, guys? Okay, you go ahead and try it. You'll see that it's going to be the same. Which other one do you want us to solve? Let us look for for tan now. These identities, for those who manage to watch the videos, they're already there, right? I mean these equations. They're the same, not so. Okay, let us do this one. Do this. Since we have this, so I had to shift this to the other side, not so? Or I leave it here. Okay. So then I replace this with 1 minus cos x. So it will be 1 minus cos squared x is equal to this. So if I open the brackets, it's going to be cos like this. So this and this will add, and we end up having 2. 2 squared. Oh yeah. So this, so we replace it with 2 cos squared. We replace it with 2 cos c, or cos 2x, right? Is equal to sin 2x. Okay, yeah. Then we come up with tan. Okay. So meaning here I'm going to remain with 1, right? Tan 2x. Then now I start working around what tan 2x is. I gave you the formula for tan 2x last time, right? I said It is coming from tan x plus x, which is going to be, since there is positive, so it is tan x plus tan x divided by 1 minus tan squared x. So I replace this with that, right? By 2. Okay, that can make sense, but maybe it can confuse a lot of people. But yes, that's true, because this, when we say 2 here, is same as we are multiplying it by 2, but I think it's going to give us the same thing if I replace it with that. I believe so. Yes, because this is going to give me 2 tan x, you know that, right? When I add tan x and tan x on top there, I'll end up having 2 tan x, which is going to be easy. So when I say 2 tan x divided by 1 minus this is equal to 1, it's going to be very much easy for me. Then I'll have this. I'm going to cross multiply, and I'll end up having 1 minus tan squared x is equal to 2 tan x. I shift this, or to make things simple, I'll shift this to the other side so that I remain with 1, which is the same as this, the theory we're talking about, plus tan squared x. Then I'll end up factorizing tan x. So I'll have tan x, open brackets, here I will remain with 2 plus tan x, like that. You have seen, right? Meaning I'm going to have tan x is equal to 1, and also 2 plus tan x is equal to 1. So what is tan 1? Okay, let me first work out with the first one, then I'll come back to, let me first solve that one. So what is tan 1? Tan 1 should be 60 or 45? 45. So x will be equal to 45. Now this is positive. All student take chamber. So tan is in the third quadrant. So the first angle is 45. Then another one, it has to be 180 plus 2, or plus 180 plus 45, which is 225, right? For this one, I'm done here. Now let me work out with that one. I'm going to say 2 plus tan x is equal to 1. Tan x is equal to 1 minus 2. Tan x is equal to negative 1. So it's like this. Where tan is negative, it is here and there, but the angle is 45. So for the one for in the second quadrant, I'll say 180 minus 45, which is what? 135. Another one is going to be 360 minus 45, 315. So the solutions, they are going to be x is equal to 45, 135, 225, and 315. But These ones you have to convert them to lad. Does that make sense? Now I want you guys to go ahead and try this. But yesterday you didn't send me the answers anyway. I don't know what happened, but the other day you did. I want you to go ahead and try this one and also this one. This one, leave it. So try see. Then here for question 9, I want you to watch the video which is there, but first try it. Try how to solve them and then go back to the so the throw sheet for this trig is under this is throw sheet 6 is under trig. When you just scroll down there under trig, you're going to see it. So when you try to solve them, then go back to the video, try to clarify. If you're going to have any challenge, you can come back to me. Then I want you to submit these answers today for E and F, but don't solve this one. You can just solve for the sake of knowing, but no, you can leave it. Does that make sense? Yes. So let's try to solve, and then tomorrow I wanted us to focus on we have not tackled on identities, right? Or maybe I just make a video for these identities. I wanted us to also do sketching of sine and cos. So on Friday we are going to write a quiz for math from log to trig. The one who is going to get a 90%, there is a free t-shirt. So you choose either a free t-shirt or you are going to learn math for free 1 month.